Welcome back, Fear Collective. Today we're reviewing the scares and subtext of 1979's Phantasm. And shout out to subscriber Troy for suggesting this movie for a review. And a reminder, if you have a film that you'd like me to watch and review, let me know in the comments, and I'd like to do so. This is actually really cool. Phantasm is a fantasy horror classic written and directed by the beloved Don Coscarelli, and frankly, it's a little intimidating reviewing such a big fan favorite. There exists tons of content on this film, both here on YouTube and even academic papers written on the film. It's known to be a generation-defining coming-of-age commentary on grief and loss, and the uncertainties surrounding life and death. This is a film that means so much to so many people, so if you're a mega fan, let me know in the comments why. I know that this is a very special film. That said, Phantasm is interesting for me in that it's one of the films that I didn't really understand even after giving it a few tries. The Ewoks, the Versace-like mortuary, the voiceovers, it's frankly a little all over the place, but I understand that's what makes it such a trippy, unique ride, and there's something to be said for the imagination of it all. This is, of course, coming from a 30-year-old millennial who didn't get a chance to experience the film when it was initially released in 1979, and I know that nostalgia makes this film all the more endearing to its many fans. Since I missed out on all of that, I had to learn how to appreciate the very stylized, very 70s look and feel of this movie, and really just the funkiness of it all. The story is about two brothers who realize there's something really weird going on at the local mortuary, and end up fighting a now iconic horror villain known as the Tall Man. Now look, I've seen this movie probably 4 times, and I still don't really understand why the brothers are fighting the Tall Man. Wikipedia tells me that the Tall Man is reincarnating the bodies from the cemetery as dwarf slaves, but that frankly went over my head the many times that I watched this film, and I feel bad saying that because I've heard a lot of people say similar things about movies like Hereditary and Midsommar, and I truly believe that movies can really only be as successful as the viewer is allowing them to be. Still, that said, I felt like this movie is a lot of running to the cemetery and away from the cemetery and back to the cemetery and then into the mortuary and then we're running away from the mortuary, and I just don't really know why the brothers are bothering with all of that. Things I did like. I stand the grandma fortune teller with a star on her third eye. Here for her, would love to see more. There's a jam sesh mid-movie, which in another film would probably feel super random, but in Phantasm is sort of like, yeah, okay. Here's the thing. Michael Baldwin, who plays Mike, he's the protagonist, and it's just a very sort of stilted performance that I guess if you were Mike's age in the late 70s, he was your anchor. I've read that the relationship between Mike and Jodie serves as an emotional anchor of the film, and I like that the film showcases male vulnerability and complex family dynamics. I just wish that Michael Baldwin was a more enjoyable actor to watch. I like the gore, I like the creativity, I like the time capsule-ness of it all. It's definitely something that I would put on a rainy day while I organize my closet and it's on in the background. That said, I'm going to rate Phantasm a 5 out of 10. I understand that it's many people's favorite film and is very much evocative of the emotions surrounding growing up and the complexities surrounding life and death. I respect that. But I can't say that I especially connected to the film, and things like Baldwin's acting just make it hard for me to love. I'm so sorry, please don't unsubscribe. I hope that I haven't lost any of you. But as much as I don't love this original Phantasm, my interest is piqued, and I am going to seek out the sequels so that I can do an entire series review of all the films, because frankly, I'm interested to see where they take the storyline, especially as it progresses into the modern era. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and thank you again for Troy for suggesting this film. Until next time, the collective is now closed.